Put a finger down if you are potentially the last person to film your 2024 beauty favourites on YouTube. Guilty, lock me up, but I'm doing it anyway. In my defense, I have tried to film this video twice already and hated the way that they came out, so you gotta love a trier. Instead of just sitting here and showing you products for the next half an hour, I am gonna do a full face of my favorite products from 2024. Please let me know down below what your top 3 favorite beauty products were last year. I'm very interested to know. And when my Project 10 pan is over, which I will be updating you on very, very, very soon, maybe I will treat myself to some of your favorite products. That could be a fun video, testing your favorite products. Let me know in a comment. Let's go. My absolute favorite brow product from 2024 was the Unicorn Cosmetics Bare Brow. Spoiler alert, none of these products are going to be a surprise to you. I don't have many new products because I'm doing my Project 10 pan. Probably going to be a lot of products you've seen 100 times over, but they deserve the crown of my favorites, okay? If like me, you have really stubborn brows and nothing holds them in place, I highly recommend you try this. I have tried every brow gel, brow slick, brow freeze, whatever under the sun, but nothing actually holds my brows in place like this one. Full disclosure, I do have to still set this with a different brow gel, but normally with these products, my brows have already dropped by the time it even gets to that step. I set my brows at the end. It doesn't go chunky, leave a white cast, it holds my brows in place, and it is hands down the best of all of these kinds of brow products. And it makes doing your brows so bloody quick. Amazing. One of my favorites of the year. I've loved a lot of primers this year, but I think that my absolute favourite, and the one that I have raved about the most, has to be the NIOD Photography Fluid in opacity 12%. I have raved about this in all of my recent videos. If you have a special event coming up, if you know you're going to be getting your photos taken, if it's your wedding day, and you've never tried this, now is your sign to, okay? The difference that this makes to your skin in flash photography is otherworldly. Actually magical. Your skin will never look so glowy, so ethereal, so smooth. Honestly, perfect. If I have any special events or work events, something that I know I'm going to be on camera for, I will never skip this. I don't wear it every day, but it is an absolute essential in your makeup collection. I'm gonna get some facts up for you. I feel like I must know. Photography fluid. It's currently on sale on Beauty Bay. For a picture perfect complexion, this serum features correcting, light reflecting and radiance boosting ingredients so that your skin will look flawless in photos, including camera hue correcting and light refracting ingredients to lend to a beautifully subtle, versatile glow. Biosilica photo finishing prisms contain multiple grades of ultra fine, light reflecting particles which refract the light in thousands of different directions to instantly even out your skin tone. Blurring nanospheres reduce the look of imperfections and minimize pores, while hue correctors reduce redness and counteract yellow tone. I feel like I just said a lot of words, but I've never actually tried another product like it. I just love it so much. My most worn base in 2024 was the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I wore this basically every day. I either wore it on its own or with foundation mixed into it or with foundation on top. 9 out of 10 days I was wearing this on its own with concealer. I used the shade 4 Medium, which is a great match for my fake tan. For anyone asks, no, this isn't a hickey. I burnt myself with my curling iron this morning. I just apply a thin layer all over my face and it's the most beautiful light to medium buildable coverage with a gorgeous, gorgeous glow. It's super duper affordable. I have tried every glow based product under the sun and I love the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I wouldn't often wear that one alone, whereas this one takes the cake for me because it has just the right amount of coverage for an everyday base, so I don't feel the need to wear foundation with it. And if I have wanted to wear foundation on top, then my favorite this year, no shock here, is my Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I use the shade 9, so nearly empty. It is one of the products in my 10 pan. This is also beautifully buildable. You can definitely get a pretty full coverage using this foundation, but especially if you layer the two products together. It's just the most radiant, juicy looking skin. It's honestly difficult to make this foundation look heavy and cakey. They both wear really nicely throughout the day, like they last all day on my skin, which for dewy and hydrating foundations is definitely not always the case. I've never had a foundation shade match my fake tan so well, and I wear a lot of powders on my face, so having a super hydrating, dewy, bouncy foundation is super duper important to me to stop my face looking too dry with all of the powders, because the natural oils seep through and just make your skin looks so dewy and glowy, but also stays on all day. One or the other, or the two combined, have been my everyday foundation for the entirety of 2024. But I also wear them in the evening, going out. They last all night. Love, can't fault them. Okay, so I know that the pink under eye thing was a huge trend. Most people don't do it anymore. I am still very much doing it. A really bright pink toned under eye, a bright blue toned blush. I love it. Yes, it looks artificial, but I never do that. I just woke up like this makeup, you know? So that starts with your concealer. And I have two favorites for under my eyes. The Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Under Eye Corrector. This is a pink under eye corrector, but it isn't crazy light. It's actually got a little bit of depth to it, obviously depending on your skin tone, that is relative, but on me it isn't super brightening, but it just counteracts any of the blue tones under my eyes. If you watch the weekly vlogs, you will know that I have not slept well in weeks, so getting rid of as much blue, purple under my eyes as possible is very helpful. And it also starts brightening and bringing in that pink. And then on top of that, as my brightening concealer, my favorite has to be the House Lab Triclone Skin Tech Concealer in the shade Bare Rosy 06. I also adore their foundation, and like the name would suggest, this is a very light color with a lovely pink undertone. So when you team it with the Huda Beauty, it is super duper pink and super duper brightening. This lasts all day, it's pretty good with creasing, and it has incredible coverage, which is obviously what we want. For my blemishes, breakouts, redness on my face, my favorite concealer has got to be the HNB Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I use the shade SF3W. This concealer is magical. I think it's been a favorite since 2022. For a start, this shade match is so good to these foundations. It has crazy good coverage. It's a soft matte finish, so it never looks drying. You barely need to use any, and it just covers everything, and it blends like a dream. Your pores disappear. It lasts all day. I actually filmed an entire TikTok reviewing my first impression of the foundation and the concealer. I also still love the foundation. I wear them both a lot, but I did a wear test and they just last so well. So it's amazing for long days or long nights. Now we blend. You just do a few passes with a sponge and it just melts into whatever is underneath it. And the word airbrushed is accurate to describe this. Under the eyes, it's had a second to sit. Let's blend. I doubt that my favorite loose powder of the year will be a surprise to any of you because I rave about it. The HNB Soft Focus Loose Setting Powder has been my favorite for so long now. HNB is doing very well in my favorites so far. That's the first repeat brand. Good job, HNB. If you want your skin to look airbrushed, smooth, not heavy, not cakey, honestly perfected, you have to try this powder. I used the shade Fair because I like a bright under eye. I just jumped ahead of myself. I need a cream bronze. I was struggling a bit with which cream bronzer I wanted to feature in this video because I have liked a few this year, but I think the award for the best of the year has to go to the Tower 28 Sculptino cream bronzer. It's in the shade Getty, and the reason that I love this one so much is because it's the perfect undertone for what I use bronzer for. I use cream bronzer to add some colour and some warmth, but also to contour, and then I go on top with multiple other bronzers. But I don't want it to be too ashy, I don't want it to be too warm. This is the perfect kind of neutral shade. As you can see, I've used a crap ton of it this year. I also love how compact this packaging is. Cream bronzers, why are they always so bulky? They take up so much room. This was the only cream bronzer I took with me to the Philippines, and it just takes up no space. It's so lightweight. Cream bronzers with these like twist off lids and these massive beautiful packaging. It looks lovely, but it takes up so much space, and I don't want that. This is what I want. So the award goes to Tower 28. I also really like this shade because it's not crazy dark. I like my cream bronzer to actually be quite subtle because I go in with so many powders on top. This is just to start making shape. You can go darker with your powders, and I love this shade for nose contour because again, it's not too dark and it isn't too warm. Not to mention, it blends so nicely. It's a super duper creamy bronzer. You don't have to work hard with it. It doesn't ever go patchy. It's great. Now, remember everything I said about the loose powder? It's all true. It is such a smoothing powder. It's so good. It is just so nice. And it's so fine. It's not really heavy and cakey because I use a lot of it, but honestly, the difference it makes immediately is crazy. I don't really bake, like proper bake these days. I tend to just do a thin layer and really push it in. But today I am gonna bake because I'm gonna go heavy on the eyes. And I just wanna protect my base. I should have done my eyes first, honestly. Just didn't think ahead. Carve out the schnoz, clean up your nose contour a bit. My favourite brow pencil of the year was the MAC. It's actually come off Pro Brow Pencil. I like this brow pencil a lot. It lasts all day. Very, very, very fine. Something very important to me because I draw individual hairs at the front. I use the shade Taupe, which is quite a cool toned shade, which I also like. I don't have really any warmth naturally in my brows or in my hair. My overall hair colour is very ashy. Basically the ideal match for my brow hair. Oh my god, no, I've just finished it. That was the last use. Oh my god, no. Oh, I'm so sad. At least its last use will be forever memorialized in this video. I've actually finished so many products recently. I've essentially got enough for another empties video. RIP, dude. And to set my brows in place from the exact same family as that brow pencil, RIP, the MAC Pro Locked Brow Gel, which I have spoken about a lot recently. This is my favorite brow gel. This makes your brows waterproof, sweat proof, holds the most stubborn hairs in place because my brow hairs are so stubborn. I just love that you can brush it through, flip it to the flat side and push your brow hairs down, and wherever they land when this stuff dries, that is where they will remain. Brows are locked in. Let's do some eyeshadow. Proper eyeshadow. It has been no secret that eyeshadow has not been my go-to in 2024. I've rarely worn eyeshadow. I will just wear a light brown in the crease, and if I'm going out, I'll put some shimmer on my lid. I actually just think it suits me less these days, but I thought it could be fun to do an old school Emma look. And because I haven't worn that much eyeshadow, the only eyeshadow I've used is from my Project 10 pan, which is of course my Anastasia Soft Glam palette. We are so close with this, guys. I'm gonna use my 10 pan shades, but I'm also gonna use a couple of other shades as well, just so that you aren't bored out of your mind. Let's start with the classics. Orange Soda, one of my 10 pan shades, and we're gonna do a big blown out smoky black eye today. I don't know what has inspired it. I just felt like it. Felt like a massive big old face of makeup today. Who the hell am I? We want to go far and wide with this because this is our transition. I'm bringing it like out past my brow. I definitely should have shaved my brows for this. I've been loving shaving off the tail this year. I should have laminated and shaved them ready for this video, but I didn't. And then the other 10 pan shade is Sienna. So of course, while we're here, let's use that. And we also want to smoke this out. Blend it into the orange soda. There's just like a beam of light coming as soon as it goes behind that bush. We're screwed for lighting. At like 3 p.m, there's a huge hedge that blocks the sun, and we are nearly there, guys. We're going to go in with Rustic, a slightly darker, slightly less warm brown. And we want to start closing in on the lid, blending it into those other two transition shades. We're just getting darker and darker as we reach the lid. It's a blending game. A game of blending. Sure. And again, Cypress Umber, even darker and cooler. This blend is important because it is the last one before the black. So I'm practically starting on the lid, and this is our buffer between all of the lighter shades and the black, so you want to take your time with this one. It doesn't matter how it looks on the lid, that'll be covered. Nice. I know that this is like a circumstantial favorite because of my 10 pan, but it is actually a genuinely brilliant palette. It is so versatile for like every day, all the way up to like full glam. I love it. Even when I finished it for my 10 pan, I'm still gonna keep and use. Okay, now you take an even smaller crease brush, and I'm gonna go in with the black, and we're packing this all over the lid, not all over everything we just did. That would be a complete waste of time. And you want to work slowly with the black. Do really light layers and build up the black, because if you just do like one massive blob of black, it's hard to blend. So I go in with a fluffy brush to apply the black, so I can kind of diffuse it as I go. Otherwise you can just be stuck with a huge unblendable blob, and no one wants that, babes. No one wants that. And then the brush you took Cypress Umber with, use that to blend it in. With the black, I tend to take it slightly up over the crease. It just makes your eyes look a bit bigger. So when your eyes are open, there's black blending in the crease rather than it just being on the lid, because it can make your eyes look like little black holes. Whereas if you blend it up slightly, it's just a bit more flattering, at least on my eye shape, because I've got big old round eyes. I can look a little bit Uncle Fester, you know? So I tend to wing it out slightly and pull it up slightly higher. So yes, there's more black surface area, but the shape is more flattering, which is why you want to blow out your transition shades so far. And also why I wish I'd shaved my brows, because then I could go at a higher angle and it just snatches. If I was gonna do like a matte black lid, then I would probably go down with a black eye pencil all over the lid first, because matte black eyeshadow does tend to go patchy. So I would always prime my lid with a black base, but I'm not. I'm going over it with something, so it doesn't actually matter too badly. I'm just gonna wipe it away, as well as any fallout. For my lower lash line, I am essentially gonna repeat the exact same process. You just start with the lightest shade, and you wanna blend the bottom with the blend at the top. Finally, the black. Okay, let's get these eyes done. I don't have a favorite black pencil liner because I rarely wear it. So I'm just gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal liquid eye pencil in Bedroom Black. Wow, this needs a sharpen. So I'm just gonna do a black waterline. Make sure you get it in between each lash. Oh my God, I've not worn liner in so long, my eyes are watering. I'm really out of the game, huh? But if I was to choose one, this is my favorite. And I like it because you can smudge it while it dries. Make sure that that is blended. These two products will come as zero surprise to you. Made by Mitchell blush in the shade Bubble Trouble, which is like a warmer, bronzy, shimmery, and it makes the perfect like wet look on your eyes. And of course, one of my oldest, most loved products ever, Lottie London Denied. It's just the best. It's just the best. And I love it because Denied has no base color. So it is just pure glitter that isn't messy. And it's primarily silver, but with a tiny little bit of like an iridescent holographic multicolored glitter in it. And I'm gonna tap this all over, and I'm actually applying it with a brush that has black on it, just to like replace the black as I apply it. And it's almost mixing in with the black on the back of my hand. And I'm pulling this all the way up to the crease. I don't know if you can even tell, but it's so fun. This next product needs no introduction. I have spoken about it so many times already. The Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara has been, I think, I'm gonna say top 3 favorite finds of this year. It's my absolute favorite mascara. It holds a curl, does not smudge. It's really black, very volumizing. It's super lengthening. It's not a bitch to take off at the end of the day. It ticks every box I could ever have for a mascara, and it's not crazy expensive. It's Milani, it's a high street mascara, and so many of you have said that you've tried this because of me and you love it. So if you need any more convincing, let this video be it. These looks always look so crazy before mascara. My eyes are just like black holes. And the joy of looks like this is, it doesn't matter if you smudge it on your lid. No one will know. And tons on those lower lashes as well. These days it is pretty rare for me to wear fake lashes, but if I am wearing falsies, I always wear the same ones from Eyeshadow. They are the 3/4 length natural lashes. You will not see me in a full strip lash, ever. These are so easy, they are so fluttery, the perfect amount of volume and drama just for the outer corners. Even on a look like this, it adds a bit of drama to the outer corners, but you can also wear them every day if you're a lash wearer. But they're so easy and really hard to get wrong. Eyes are done, let's finish this face. I lie. I'm actually just gonna take Lottie London and apply it to the inner part of the lower lash line. Now they're done. I think best bronzer has to go to my Vive Modern Bronzer. As you can tell, I have used the crap out of this as well. I love this so much for so many reasons. It's amazing for travel. It is sleek, compact, and of course you get 2 shades. You get a warmer, lighter color and a deeper cool tone color. So you have your bronzer and your contour shade in one. I actually tend to mix the 2 shades together a lot of the time. So great for travel. You can use the mirror on the go. Actual formula is so lovely. It's like a demi matte finish. So it's not completely flat matte. It's not gonna go chalky or patchy. It blends so buttery smooth on the skin and it gives you that lovely glow. It is so gorgeous. Are you surprised to see this here? The Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Pinch Me Pink has been essentially one of the only blushes I've worn all year. I cannot tell you how much I love this. Everything from the formula down to the shade. It is the perfect everyday pink. I don't want to bore you, but this is the easiest to blend cream blush I've ever tried, ever. If you just take it with a dense brush, that's it. It's blended. I wouldn't even call it blending. It just melts. It is so good. And the glow that it gives you, unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is absolutely stunning. And it is up there with the mascara as my favorite finds for the year. But if you know me, you know that where the Makeup by Mario blush goes, the Armani Luminous Silk blush follows close behind. This is the shade 53, and this is the perfect cool toned baby pink. And they both have such a stunning glow to them. And I use this as a buffer almost in between my blush and my under eye. And it just brings the most gorgeous luminosity baby pink goodness. Our third HMB product in my 2024 favorites. I actually think it is the brand with the most products in this video. Wow, well done HMB. This is their Silky Smooth Airbrush Filter Pressed Powder, and this is in the shade Extra Brightening. It is essentially white. It is so light. You do not need a lot of this. I put it on my powder puff and I actually tap it on the back of my hand. And you definitely don't want to go too heavy, especially with a look like this, because it will look mental. But I love to use this just under the eye, and because I bring the blush up so high, this just diffuses it, but also makes it like a baby pink. But when you apply it right, oh, the difference it makes is crazy. Another long time favorite, but definitely a favorite this year, is my Lottie London Freckle Pen. It's my favorite freckle tint that I've ever tried. I love it, and I think adding some little faux freckles to a look like this brings a bit of warmth back when you've obviously got a lot of makeup on. If you've gone in with your makeup and it feels a little bit heavy, try adding fake freckles. Even though you're technically adding more makeup, I find it actually really helps to make your base look a bit lighter, especially if they look natural. And they're just so cute. And it kind of acts like a bit of a bronzer over the nose as well. I've got to hand it to the Beauty Crop Oui Cherie Setting Mist. This is my favorite of the year because it does it all. It's hydrating and adds a glow back. I told you I was in a race with the sun. I'm now losing it. Oh God. Oh God. It adds the glow back, especially if you're like me and you use a lot of different powders. It also helps your makeup last all day. It smells really nice. It just feels really good. This is my favorite of the year. Oh my God, I needed that. I really needed that. You're doing great, guys. We're nearly done. The light above me is red. I feel like I'm starting to turn red. So ignore if my face is slowly turning red. The dark eyeshadow and the red down lighting is gonna look mental. I need to hurry up. Let's finish this thing. My favorite lip liner of the year, Morphe Bite Me. I don't even think they make this anymore, but it's my favorite. I love it. It's the perfect neutral brown. Oh, it's so good. Such a good liner. My favorite lipsticks this year have been the Charlotte Tilbury. They're like the lipstick balms. I don't even know what they're called. It doesn't say. My favorite was the Pillow Talk shade, but that was limited edition and I finished it. I used every drop of it. The closest shade I could find is Romance Kiss. It is just the most perfect everyday wearable balmy lipstick, and the shade are gorgeous, so hydrating, and they last really nicely. They almost leave a stain. In the center, I'm gonna go for a very old, very loved lipstick, Honey Love from MAC, to make it a bit more nude. I'm sorry for such a drastic lighting change. The sun is about to go down. I have just had to change the lighting and I feel like it's made everything look so different. I feel like I look a bit grey actually. MAC Gold Deposit is another massive favorite from this year. I've had one of these in my collection for over a decade. I did smash mine, you might remember. I did it on camera, so I've had to repress it. But on holiday, if you're going out, if you just want to be a bronzed goddess, then I never ever skip this step. As we know, I like a glow. If I'm getting my photo taken, I always use this on the tops of my cheeks, and I use it to blend my bronzer and my blushes together, and it just makes everything look so glowy and seamless. It's such a beautiful product, and I hope they never discontinue it. Ever. And finally, to highlight another Project 10 Pan product, my Glowing with Ted Baker highlight, which I also don't know whether they make anymore. I've literally never seen anyone else talk about this ever, but it is so lovely. Would it be my most used and my favorite if it wasn't a part of my 10 pan? Maybe not, but I've used it basically every day since adding it to my 10 pan. So I'm gonna say it's my favorite of the year. Basically the only one I've used all year. It is beautiful. It's so lovely. It's a lovely light gold highlight down the bridge of the nose, brighten up these inner corners, add a bit of life back. This is the most makeup that I have worn in a long time, but I actually really love it. It's been a while. I think 2025, I'm definitely gonna go full glam more often. It's just fun to do your makeup, even though I have been sat here now for 2.5 hours filming this video. It's a bit longer than my usual makeup routine, but I enjoyed every second of it, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. So this is my full rundown of all of my favorite makeup products from 2024. Of course, there are a few products missing. I can't put them all on my face, but this is a lot of my favorite product. If you're curious about Project 10 Pan and why it's not in my monthly favorites. It's not my monthly favorites, it's my end of year favorite. I'm gonna do an entire video about my 10 pan and show you the progress so far. I'll probably do a full face of my Project 10 pan products, talk you through how it's going, show you how we're doing with it, and the plan for the future of Project 10 pan. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed filming it. Sorry about the dodgy lighting. Have the best day. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and join us for 2025. Like I said, leave your favorite products from the year down below. I would love to read them and know what you've been loving. Let me know what videos you want to see more of in 2025. And I hope you have the best day, and I'll see you very soon.